Hi, I'm Jamie, and today I will be introducing K-9 from the Fourth Doctor's era.
K-9!
K-9 is a companion from 1977 to 81. A series of intelligent dog-like robots, Professor Frederick Morris, who invented the first K-9 in the year 5000, while working on the asteroid K4067, described him as my best friend and constant companion. Morris had a dog on Earth, but due to weight requirements, he wasn't able to bring his dog into space. So, he created K-9. K-9 appears in a total of 20 stories and 86 episodes, not counting his special appearances. He appears in season 15, and his first episode is The Invisible Enemy. After that, it's The Image of Fendel. And then we're on to The Sunmakers. And then Underworld. And the last of season 15 is The Invasion of Time. After that, it's season 16, and he appears in the Robos Operation, The Pirate Planet, The Stones of Blood, The Power of Kroll, The Androids of Tara, and The Armageddon Factor. Then we're on to season 17. He appears in Destiny of the Daleks, The Creature from the Pit, The Nightmare of Eden, and The Horns of Nymon. Now we're on to season 18. And he appears in The Leisure Hive and Megolas, Shada, Full Circle, State of Decay, and Warrior's Gate. As for special appearances, K-9 has a total of 6 special appearances. Starting off with the 5 Doctors, because, well, he's technically in it. Then we have K-9 and Company, which was one little short episode, which never got off the floor. School Reunion from the 2005 revival. Journey's End along with it. And the independent TV show, The Sarah Jane Adventures. And then last but not least, the Australian spin-off called K-9.
Let's face it, people, that opening theme was bad fucking ass.
For K-9 and Company, oh yes. I love it. I love it so much. It should have become a TV show. K-9 and Company should have become a TV show. Because it was with Sarah Jane and K-9 and it had that snappy opening.
Oof.
It should have become a TV show. But instead it was just one episode that never got off the floor.
If you take away that awesome fucking opening, which I'll show after this bit, it's more along the lines of a Sarah Jane episode, only drier, but it had more K-9.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Not that much. Think of it as like Knight Rider, only like K-9 in that opening.
And if I remember correctly, I think K-9 and Company is what influenced the Sarah Jane Adventures, because it's, a girl and her dog.
It should have been the other way around. The dog and the Sarah. Because we like doggies. We like doggies like this. This is a good K-9 unit. This is a Tasha. Tasha's like, K-9.
And of course you know what I'm going to say.
He appears in numerous fucking bit-finished audios. Woof!
So K-9's personality is kind of hard to tell, but I'm going to go over the key personality traits that I've noticed. Obviously K-9 is super intelligent. He has a big data bank of all the knowledge in the world almost. Except for some. He can be literal at times, very robotic, because he's a robot. But his main primary thing that I like the most about K-9 is that he's a loyal friend and a nice companion to the Doctor. He's a good boy. And, well, despite not being programmed to have emotions, he was capable of showing them at times. But overall, he was a loyal friend and a good companion to the Doctor and anyone who joined the TARDIS.
He zapped the shit out of fuckers, left and right. Look at all the episodes. Zap that fucking piece of shit. Bam, 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 bam. 1 brick down, 2 brick down, 3 brick down. Bam! Wolf!
Where is the Doctor? Speak! You are a very stupid machine.
He also helped the 4th Doctor with his A game with Romana in like little behind the scenes videos too.
Oh yes, that lovely little behind the scenes Christmas special with Romana 1 and the 4th Doctor. I love it. And it started out, I guess, as a little behind the scenes kind of thing, but K-9 pretty much helped pair them together. Doc Mana ship forever.
Drink K-9?
Master. Through my straw.
There we are, love. How's that? There we are. Are you going to give us a song, K-9?
Affirmative. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We all like pudding. We all like pudding. We all like pudding. So,
K-9, what would you like for Christmas?
Master, I have decided I would like enough ball bearings to last the series through and fewer sill irons on the floors of the planets we visit. Master,
Yeah?
a question. What is your desire at Christmas? Back into this.
So, K-9 comes in many different versions. Yes, different versions of K-9. They are mostly referred to as Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3, and Mark 4. So for his life after the Doctor and his different versions, I'm going to cover that. So K-9 Mark 1 stays with Leela on Gallifrey when she decides to leave the Doctor's company, pretty much. And K-9 Mark 2 stays with Romana in East Space when she pretty much departs from the Doctor's company as well. K-9 Mark 3 appears in K-9 and Company as well as the 5 Doctors with Sarah Jane, and he also appears in School Reunion, the 2005 episode, sacrificing himself. After that, K-9 Mark 4 is given to her by the Doctor in one of those same episodes, and appears later on in other episodes, most notably the Sarah Jane Adventures. And that's K-9's life after the Doctor. He's pretty much like the first robotic companion of the Doctor and the first dog companion of the Doctor too. And I think he was created to symbolize that relationship between a man and his best friend. And that's K-9.
Honestly, I think K-9 is one of the best characters in Doctor Who, especially the earlier era. Just because, like, yes, like what you said, it symbolizes the like man's best friend right there perfectly. But it also added to a big part of the charm of the 4th Doctor era, which is something I really enjoyed about K-9. And usually, when you see someone at conventions who actually has a K-9 unit, and they actually do exist,
Yes.
they're remote control and they're fucking awesome.
Beautiful.
I love K-9. K-9's awesome. He just zaps the shit out of fuckers. Like, you know, he does cool, fun things with the Doctor. He actually does have a sense of humor. K-9 is awesome. My favorite trio is the 4th Doctor, K-9, and Romana.
I agree.
My favorite part of Doctor Who.
Definitely. So that's our opinion on K-9. So K-9's appearance, like his outwardly appearance, pretty much remains consistent for the whole entire time, even in the 2005 revival. But But in the Australian spin-off called K-9, he gets a drastic change. And I really don't like it. I like the classic look on him better. I mean, look at this.
Ugh! Ugh! Okay, I know you guys can see that shit. The boxier look of K-9 looks a lot better in the classic Who, but then what they did nowadays is made him look like one of those cheap-ass freaking plastic toys at freaking Kmart that you buy for $5.99. They look like a piece of shit that break and like after your kid like throws it against the wall like moderately hard. Yeah.
Yeah, like that is just...
Yeah. Bullshit.
But this looks so much better. Classic K-9. Continue.
It's like Knight Rider. They try to reboot it and change the car. You don't fucking do that.
Exactly, you don't do that. That's a good point. That's a really good point. Now for some K-9 trivia, because it's going to be a long one. So, in an interview, the writers said that they originally planned to name K-9 Pluto, after the Disney character. But of course, Disney refused permission. And another name was brought up in early drafts of the Invisible Enemy, for the name Fido, which stood for, oddly enough, Phenomenal Indication Data Observation.
What?
Although John Leeson is primarily the voice actor for K-9, other voice actors have voiced him as well. David Brierly voiced K-9 during season 17 after Leeson pretty much didn't return to the series. Leeson subsequently signed up again for season 18. And Roy Skelton, better known for his work voice in the Daleks, voiced the character in the episode Destiny of the Daleks, when all was required of K-9 was the croaking, because he, got robot laryngitis.
What a brain. Ooh. What a brain. Do that again. Say ah. 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 Laryngitis. How can a robot catch laryngitis? I mean, what do you need it for? Romana? Laryngitis?
Doctor?
Romana, the dog's got laryngitis.
The original K-9 was designed by visual effects designer Tony Harding. One early concept was to have a small actor in a large Doberman-shaped costume. However, Graham Williams vetoed this, saying that the robot should not look like a person in a costume. The eventual design was closely based on Harding's third concept sketch. K-9 is also one of 3 classic series companions to appear in the 50th anniversary trailer. That's my boy.
K-9.
Okay, this one was a rather interesting one that made me go, So pitching the revival of Doctor Who, Russell T Davies, who's the greatest showrunner ever, initially suggested that K-9 may be reintroduced to serve as an additional companion to the 9th Doctor and Rose Tyler.
I would have loved to fucking see that. Fuck you, BBC, for not letting that shit happen.
Ultimately, however, the plan fell through, and the K-9 Mark III, as ever attached to Sarah Jane Smith, would be revisited instead.
After all, what life day you have, alone in your attic.
Alone? You think I'm alone? You think I'm defenseless? Well, meet my dog. K-9, protect me!
Maximum defense mode. Take care, mistress, and you, young master. Safe to proceed, mistress. I have the unit covered.
So K-9 was the brainchild of writers Bob Baker and Dave Martin. Its purpose was to have a character that could narrate, while the miniaturized clones of the Doctor and Leela were inside the Doctor's body during the events of the Invisible Enemy. Martin's own dog had also been recently run over by a car, and it was kind of like a tribute to a car-proof K-9. K-9 was originally not intended to be a companion, but producer Graham Williams liked the concept so much that he decided to retain him as a regular character in order to appeal to the younger members of the audience. Thank you.
K-9 is a wonderful companion. Man's best friend companion that's metal. He's like a little doggy RoboCop. And that's fucking badass. But I don't understand how we can have Mel Bush instead of fucking a real companion like K-9. K-9 kicks ass. Companion he is.
He's a K-9 enthusiast.
Fuck you, Mel Bush. Bitch.
The K-9 robot suffered numerous technical problems during its time in the show. And this is often from malfunctioning because of radio waves, interfering with the cameras, and vice versa. On location, K-9 was also proved unable to be on uneven terrain, and shots had to be conceived with this in mind. Workarounds including using a concealed piece of twine to pull the character along, kind of like a string, that could be clearly seen in Brighton Beach, or laying wooden planks on it which it could roll. It's kind of like the Daleks in a way. They couldn't be on uneven terrain, so they had to be shot a different way. So there was obviously numerous actors for K-9, but I chose to focus on the primary one, who's John Leeson, and this is trivia on him. Okay, this one's a pretty interesting one. Tom Baker detested the character of K-9, but got on very well with Leeson himself. A favorite joke during filming breaks was for Baker to work out crossword puzzles, and asking the K-9 prop the clues with which Leeson would give the answers in character. And here's a thing that I'm seeing very common so far with Doctor Who actors and actresses, is that they're becoming frustrated with their characters. And the same was for John Leeson himself. He became frustrated with the character K-9, and he left the program after the conclusion of the 16th season in 1978. David Brierley took over for 4 stories, one of which was never completed due to the BBC strike. Shut up. When John Nathan Turner, boo, took over as series producer for season 18,
Asshole.
he tempted Leeson back, and with the promise of killing off his character, which he never really did. So Leeson agreed to return and portrayed all of K-9's subsequent return appearances on Doctor Who and its spin-off shows as well. Today, John Leeson is most commonly heard as a continuity announcer on Channel 4 in Britain. He was also seen on screen in Doctor Who in the episode The Power of Kroll as the character Dugeen. In November 2013, John Leeson also appeared in the one-off 50th anniversary The 5-ish Doctors reboot. Thank you for watching. If you've liked this video, be sure to like and subscribe or give us a wolf to the channel. And in the next video, we will be covering one of my favorite companions. Finally, we are doing someone from the 3rd Doctor era, and that person is Jo Grant. Yes! I love Jo Grant.